Hi guys. So welcome. This is episode 1 of the Collapse. Hopefully you're in the right place. If not, stick around and I think you'll like what I got today. So for our first episode, I figured we'd start with a bang, and I've got a gadget for you here. So this is one that I picked up online. It's called the Syfy Gravity Hook. So this is a grappling hook and a claw, like a retrieval tool. So what we're going to do here is I'm out here at a boulder field near town, and I'm going to get this thing set up, and we're going to test it out on some boulders. Can't find any videos online of somebody actually testing one of these things, so we're going to show you exactly what it can do. But yeah, so basically you can see how easily this goes together. It's really simple little tool. I like it a lot so far. Granted, I haven't tested it yet. So the company that makes this is Syfy, C-Y-F-I-E. They make one other grappling hook. It's called a climbing hook, and it's kind of more rudimentary looking standard grappling hook. And other than the fact that it's called a climbing hook, they don't advertise any of their stuff as what they call life support equipment. So that's kind of their disclaimer, I guess, is just not say anything about it at all. Didn't come with much in the instructions at all. There was just not a lot there. It's just how to use it. So my disclaimer, of course, is going to be don't try this at home. Let me be the idiot today, and we'll see what we come up with in the end. And stick around here, and I'm gonna get this thing set up on some cordage and find a good rock and get the camera set, and then we'll see where we end up. Okay guys, so welcome back. So we're set up here on some webbing. So there's disclaimer number 2 before anybody says anything. Shouldn't climb with webbing. I'm gonna do it anyway because you can't stop me. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try the first function of this tool, and let's be honest, the most practical is a retrieval tool. So your Syfy gives you 2 options. So you can do a grappling hook feature, which you'll see in just a second, and then it also comes with a magnet, which you'll also see. Pretty strong magnet. It got clipped to my knife earlier, and it's got a pretty good pull on it. So we're gonna test both of those things. So we'll get the camera set up here, and the first thing you'll see is the magnet, and then the grappling feature itself. All right, so there you got to see the 2 retrieval features of this thing, which were both pretty cool. So just to give you a little perspective, sorry about the sunlight, give you a little perspective on process. So the way that works is, so you can see it's really loose when it's in its gravity feature, and it should be. There's these 2 O-rings. I store them right up there on top of the shackle for this feature. If you put them down here below that bolt, it's going to stop this thing from opening up. Now to do the magnet, what I did was I placed that magnet, which I have over in my bag. Anyway, all I did was I hooked it in there, right there between the in the hook, and then I moved those 2 O-rings up into these slots right here, these notches, and that locks that off so that the magnet's not going to fall out. Now, of course, you could just tie the magnet to paracord and use it as a separate tool, but you know, they come together. I might keep them together, you know. So there's the retrieval functions of this. So now I'm gonna look for a good little rock, get it set up, and try and throw it over and actually grapple, try to climb something with this thing, and see if it's worth the damn or not. So I'll get right back with you. Pardon the rocking of the camera, it's hanging, so hopefully Hopefully it won't bother you. So that happens. That's just how it keeps its integrity. Concerns me though, is that could happen in a place where you can't then reach this. It's non-ferrous, so the magnum will help. All right. Well, it's not the hook that locked in. It's like the actual item itself that locked in. And I do not trust. I don't trust the structure that way. All right. Now it's locked in by one hook. So, I'm gonna give it a weight test. See what you can do. All right. That wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be. Wow, it's really locked on there good. It's just one hook that's locked on, but it's perfect. Super solid. Super solid. So what I want to try next is to hit this from over there. It's quite a bit higher. So there we go. Piece of cake. All right, so I just kind of wanted to show you where this last one locked in at, because we have that ability. So you can see it locked in right there to this little hole, and that's where she was sitting first throw. Like I said, I was going for that, but this works too. This one next to it probably would have worked as well. All right, guys, again, pardon the sun. So I just want to get back to you with some final thoughts on this gadget for the day. Now, there's a titanium version of this. This is stainless. There's a titanium version, and titanium is always obviously going to be better. I just didn't know, you know, if either one were going to be quality at all. So I may turn around and order a titanium one as well. And so my concerns with it here are the shackle. It's just small. It could be beefed up, but then the bolt in there can't really go any larger, which concerns me a bit. But I may get a larger shackle regardless. My other concern, I'm sure you saw in an earlier video, the bat wing here in the middle popped out when it hit the rock a certain way. It only happened once today, but it did happen, and that wouldn't be a good thing if you were trying to throw over a blind peak or something like that, like I was just doing here, and you didn't have the ability to run around to the other side and grab your piece back. It could be easily lost. So that was really my only concern with this tool, and I think that could be actually pretty well managed by just tying a little bit of like micro cord or something from one piece to another. That way, if it does come apart, it's still tethered to the main piece. So I may screw around with that tonight. I could definitely see some places where you could make that happen. And so thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 1 of the Collapse. Little gadget review, the Syfy Gravity Hook. Check one out on Amazon. They're pretty cool. So tune in next time, and we'll see what we've got for you. Alright, so I've got no way to test this. That's why you test it. There it went. So that bat wing just came loose. Now I got to go to the other side and try to figure out where it went. That's the concern that I was talking about right there. Let's hope we can find it. All right, guys. So I don't know if you saw that last one, but you're able to tell what happened. So just like I was voicing in concerns there during my final thoughts, I tried one more rock on the way out and threw it over. Couldn't see the other side. Heard that bat wing come off and tumble down the other side, and I spent about 45 minutes looking for it. I did find it, amazingly enough, but you potentially wouldn't in a different situation. So here's how I mitigated it. So this is micro cord. So I took this micro cord and I wrapped it around and tied it a couple of times, and I just kind of melted a big bundle there to keep it on this guy. This right here is a little taut line hitch. So what I do now is I come under the back, over the front, and then latch it in, and then tighten that little that taut line up until it is tight on the other side there. So that is my very rudimentary method of potentially keeping this thing in one piece, even if it does come apart. So hopefully I can challenge you guys as viewers who think differently. We all think differently. Maybe somebody out there has a better idea, less complicated idea of how to keep that on. So let me know if you have any ideas about what I could do with that, and thanks for tuning in.